قل هو القاهر على أن يبعث عليكم عذابا من فوقكم أو من تحت أرجلكم. He says that, say to them, he's talking to the Prophet ﷺ, he said, tell the people, Allah is able to send the punishment whenever he wants. You don't have to wait until you're out on the ocean or up in the sky in an airplane or driving down the interstate. You can be in your living room. And Allah, if he wants to, he can send something upon you that you're right in the same exact situation. أو يلبسكم شيعا ويذيق بعضكم بأس بعض. Or Allah says, you know what else that he could do if he really wanted to? He could make you into sects. And that's a really, really interesting comment that Allah makes. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala compares sectarianism in this verse to a natural disaster. He was just talking about what if you're in the darkness of the earth, or if you're in the sea, or if one of these sort of situations that we automatically kind of understand. And then he says, and he says yalbisakum, it's like he basically covers the truth to you so that you break up into sects. And so you fight each other. Many of us come from places on the earth, right, where that goes on. There's this group fighting this group, whether it's the ethnic group against this ethnic group, or this tribe against that tribe, or this religion against that religion, or this nation against that nation. This is sectarianism. And Allah uses the language, each of you tasting the punishment of the other, right? If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants, he can turn people against each other. You guys watching the World Cup? Yeah, a little bit, right? Who's going to win? Brazil, you think? Okay, Brazil's strong. Brazil's really strong. What do you think? Oh, Argentina? Okay, Brazil, Argentina. Okay, so imagine these teams. Okay, Brazil, Argentina. You know, France is strong. You know, they got a lot of injuries, whatever. What happens if they're on the pitch and they all start fighting each other? Are they going to beat anybody? No chance. No chance. They have to work together. If they don't work together, they're cooked. And that's why you see teams that have a lot of individual talent, like take Portugal, for example, or other teams like Portugal, they have a lot of individual talent, but they don't have chemistry. They don't get along. And then if they start fighting each other, well, you can forget it. They're not going to do anything. Okay? Allah's saying the same thing to us. We have this masjid. We have this Muslim community in Utica. Okay? If Allah wants, he can put love in our hearts, and we can all work together, and we can make something beautiful. Right? We can all like go to each other's funeral prayers and attend each other's weddings, and we can all like have a youth center and a basketball court and soccer teams. And it can be amazing. Or if Allah wants to, he can break us up into sects. He can turn us against each other. He can make the people with light skin racist against the people with dark skin, or the people with this tribe racist against the people of the other tribe, or the people from Africa don't like the people from Arabia, and the people from South Asia don't like the people from Africa, and all these sorts of things. And then what happens to us? Every single one of us becomes poor. Every single one of us stops benefiting from the other. We become weak. That's what happens. And if you become weak and divided, well, you look at Muslim Spain. You look at Muslim Sicily. You look at all the places in the Muslim world where Muslims used to control. Now who's there? Muslims got kicked out. Why'd they get kicked out? Because they weren't together. They weren't united. They became prey. They became easy to defeat. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's making a deep point here. He said, just like you have your natural disasters, if you're not taking care of your faith, if you're not worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, he can turn you all against each other. He can let confusion come over you. So you break up into sects and you start fighting each other and you don't get a thing done. I don't want to go in too hard on this community. But when I ran into some people don't know that there's been a masjid here since 1994. The old building, now it's, alhamdulillah, this is much better, alhamdulillah. But that old building that we had until recently, it's been there since 1994, right? You talk to some people, they don't know that there's a masjid on Kemble Street. People who have been here for decades, right? Is that a problem? That's a problem, okay? You got people, I go to the funeral prayers A Bosnian guy passes away, I go to the funeral prayers. A Somali guy passes away, I go to the funeral prayers. If I go to the Somali funeral, I'm the only white guy there. I'm the only guy that's not a Somali there. If I go to the Bosnian funeral, I don't see a single Somali there. Is that a problem? Yes, that's a problem. Okay? And this is why nobody knows we're here. And this is why we don't have a footprint in the community. And why people don't put themselves out to help us. Because what are we doing? We got to work together. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes breaking up into sects as a punishment, like a disaster, then we should be doing the opposite. We got to work together and we've got to be together.